Very good afternoon, everyone. My name is Willie from Hutton's Landed Division. Since we started about a few years ago, my teammates and I have been trying to connect with our clients and engaging them via a variety of platforms, such as Facebook page, our YouTube, YouTube page, channel. We also have our online webinar series, and of course our physical open houses. Now, today marks the first of our brand new initiative to bring more beautiful houses to you. Welcome to the first episode of our Facebook Live open house series, where we bring the house to you at the comfort of your house, where you can basically explore the house together with us at the comfort of your own home via your phone, iPad, or your computer. The house we have decided to choose today is an award-winning two-story creation by acclaimed architect Hyla. This two-story freehold semi occupies a land size of more than 6,400 square feet, 6,200 square feet, built-up area of 6,400 square feet. Altogether, there's 5+1 bedrooms, and the asking price is $6.98 million, and if not, $1,089 per square feet. Now, this house is located in Kovan, District 19, the most popular district in terms of transactions in Singapore. But what we have here, you can see this is a very quiet street, yet you'll be surprised to know we are actually 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes walk away from the nearest amenities like Kovan MRT station, the Kovan Heartland Mall. We also have the wet market as well as food center there. All right. So when you come and take a look at the end of this very quiet road, the first thing you saw is there's a lot of parking. There are altogether less than 20 houses here. Our house actually is situated at the end of this very quiet road. So I don't know what's your first impression when you see the house, but I remember when I first came here, this very high, majestic retaining wall was the first thing that caught my eye. Right, at occupying about more than 4 meters high, it gives a very mysterious presence to it. Because if you realize the houses on this stretch of the road actually are elevated, right, and more than about 2 meters higher above ground. So this wall and this entire frontage, which is by the way more than 13 meters, for a semi-D, this is at least 5 meters longer or wider than a typical semi-D. So on the side, what you have first here is the parking lot, all right, this car porch. The car porch has a similarly high ceiling or a shelter. And what you see here is a more than 12 meters long car porch that allows you to park 2 cars very comfortably. I don't know about you, but I like my cars to be sheltered at all times, all right? So you can see here, this is sheltered from the elements, rain, sun. And at the end of this, before you reach the end, you also realize there's also skylight here as well. Not just from here, but also the side of this retaining wall. So it allows you access at any time of the day, even when it's without light. At the end of this car porch, there is a very interesting staircase that brings you up to the entrance of the house. Right, this is the main entrance. But what is interesting is before you enter the main house, you notice there's a small side opening here. Where does it lead us to? Let's take a look. This is the first thing that really caught my eye when I first entered the house. All right, then what you see here is an enormous garden. This is about 8.6 meters times almost 10 meters. Right, the overall space it occupies is more than 900 square feet, which is equivalent to like a 3-bedroom condo apartment nowadays. You can see from here there is the water feature. There's a linear pool here, it's quite nice. There's also a bench on that side. So it allows you to sit here, enjoy. And don't forget, we are actually on elevated ground. So whatever you do on this side, you can't really see the traffic at all right? I understand when the owners was telling me they used to spend, the whole family spends quite a lot of time, whether is it gardening or seeing the grandchildren run around, all right? So you can see from this side, another part of this garden at the side of the house is this very side walkway. Again, this is deliberate to actually make this wider than the usual sidewalks. Most sidewalks are about just 2 meters, okay, as required by BCA. This is about 3.2 meters. And this stretch all the way to the end of this very huge and large plot of about 46 meters. 46 meters is equally the length of 2 normal semi-Ds. All right, so from here, you might be surprised if you have an entrance here. Wouldn't it be nice if we have another entrance at the end of this large plot? Maybe I can pass on now to my teammate Sean to take a look.
on to the marvel and accessibility of this unit, rear entrance from the rear of the building. Right where I'm standing, actually behind me, you can see it's actually a very private and quiet road. Walking through this, you actually be bringing you through the Flower Road, very convenient and shortcut all the way that lead up to Kovan MRT and all your amenities. Now moving on from the back, we'll be entering through the rear entrance. Immediately we are greeted with a very expansive backyard. Now this backyard is almost 9 meters in length. Putting into perspective, actually most of conventional semi-Ds, right at the front of the unit, there's actually only a 7.5 meters. So just imagine the space of this backyard. There's a lot of things that you can potentially transform it into. So over here, there's possibilities are actually unlimited. You can actually opt to do up a pavilion style, something akin to a condo, or even to have a large swimming pool or jacuzzi. Now, behind me actually is this extra extension that the owners have done is actually clad in this wooden decking. So you can see this one is actually in line with majority of the theme of the rustic feel of the house.
Now we're back to the front of the house. I don't know if I can show you how to feel the environment here now. What I'm feeling now, there's a lot of wind. You know why? Because this is actually a southeast facing house with the main part of it actually facing south. Plus the fact that we are elevated from the ground. I think all year round, this is what we get. There's a lot of natural breeze. All right, so I think this makes this place, I think, a very comfortable open space to hang out at. So talking about open space, before we enter the living or the indoor space, what is nice the owners have done is actually to create a connecting patio. All right, this is a connecting patio. You can see that this is fully sheltered, but yet there's also natural light that comes in as well. It acts as a very natural progression, I think, to the inside of the house. So from here, you can see we have one small family area. Okay, we have a very cozy family area that also acts a bit like half outdoors, indoors as well, because from here you can see the whole garden, like I mentioned earlier, and you can literally just walk out to the patio and have your tea, or just have your chit chat, or just basically relax at any time of the day. Right? From here, you can start to see towards the end of the entire house. This one has a very, very interesting architecture and layout. You see, notice from here, even though this is a very long house, you can start to see there's many layers of columns of different parts of the room that's actually accentuated by a lot of natural light. All right. So, and also the design, interior design, has this very unique rustic look. So you can see there's brownish marble on the floor, and then we have this stone-clad walls as well. Right. So it has a bit of a modern rustic effect, which is very timeless, and I thought gives it a very unique look. All right. Let's take a closer look at the living room. So we were at the entrance here earlier. So this is the main door. There's a lot of space for storage. And then once you come here now, this is a very interesting area because cladding or supporting the floor staircase are these steel bars that goes all the way to the top, right, of this almost 9 meters high ceiling. So from here, after the staircase, you will reach the second living area. Okay. I don't know about you, but when I first came in, you can take a look. This is almost, it's a very, very high, this airwell, almost 9 meters, let's say, natural light. That's why this house, whatever time you come in, or any time of day when you come in, there's always natural light at any parts of the house, all right? The owners have chosen to use this second living room as a piano, to house their piano. You can imagine while you play the piano here, looking out to the garden, that's quite nice. I personally I think this carpentry that they've done here. Not only does it provide storage, okay, if you need to store things or put your TV, this also adds up as a divider and also a sitting area as well. So then you can look out on this side, and from my angle, I can see the entire length of the house. Okay, so from here, then let me bring you to the other part. You can see this is actually quite connected. They only actually do a glass panel on this side. This is the first dining. Owner uses mainly for casual dining. There's another main dining area there. Otherwise, when this glass is removed, this actually adds up. This is intended actually to be a second or not a third living area. The concept of this is quite simple. The owner has a very large family, different age, different size. They wanted this house, although we're still together on the same floor, each of them or different people can use different parts of the house for different purpose at the same time, right? So because they like to have their breakfast together every morning, so this forms a very nice casual dining area. When you can see soon why they chose this spot, because we have now, this is the centerpiece of the whole house, all right? This is the very nice courtyard. So this house, later my teammate Sean will explain to you, is actually extensively A&8 or extended about 20 years ago. So this used to be the end of the initial building. So what the owner has done is to create this entire stretch, part from scratch, and they use this as a divider. It's a nice courtyard, all right? And I thought this was really, really smart because this is not just serves a physical need, but aesthetically, and you know, we can see the whole place is very nicely lit. There's a lot of glass, wooden panels on this side, and you can see this courtyard from different angles, whether you are at the rooms upstairs or from the two dining areas here. So this is many times after every viewing, we spend the most time here with the potential buyers to just not just gaze at the fishes, but also just to hear the sound of the water. All right. With this, I will pass on to Sean to show you the rest of the house.
Okay, I'm actually located across the courtyard. This is actually the dining hall too. You can see actually over here it opens up straight away to the backyard. So this is one of the most ideal layouts for a dining room because you can see it's actually a very squarish layout. Can comfortably fit even up to a 10-seater round table. So over here you can enjoy your dinner as well as enjoy the ambience from also the airwell, also allowing a lot of the airflow and natural light to actually come through to this unit. So this area over here, actually you have the option either to convert it into a 6-bedroom or also a work from home study, as now it's very popular. A lot of owners are actually looking to reconfigure or to change certain portions of the house to incorporate a fully functional office. So this entire space you can actually be reconfigured as per each of your requests. So moving on from the dining room, actually we will walk through over here, just a short walk over to a very private and closed area. Here we'll be featuring actually on the right hand side of me, this will be a helper's room, a very decent sized one. And opposite that would actually be the on the first floor, this will be the only bathroom. So moving on from this, walking along the common restroom, we'll be going through this little walkway. Here you can see again the elements of the house. The owners have actually done a lot of this slate stone finishing to actually incorporate a lot of this rustic feel throughout the entire house. So behind the common toilet actually is another storeroom. Here you also have the option, in fact, to convert this into a common powder room to serve the front half of the house. So one might ask, where exactly is the kitchen? So this house has a very unique enclosed kitchen style, which I'll show you immediately. So walking through this corridor, we'll be entering into a very big functional dry and wet kitchen. So for this dry kitchen, actually you will notice the ample countertop space for all the food preparation works, and in fact on top we can opt to install more of this storage space. In addition, they still have factored in spaces for even a very huge 2-door French door fridge. So moving through from the dry kitchen, we'll be walking out into the wet. So this is a very typical style for a dry and wet kitchen, whereby most of the heavy cooking and washing will be all over here in the wet kitchen. So from here, really functional with all your stove and washing area. Coming out from that, also here, the owners have actually opted to leave this space open. So also to facilitate some of this wind flow and also for this exhaust from heavy cooking. So all the food preparation works once everything is done for your connoisseurs. 10 course to serve actually your guests. back into the big open backyard. And this area actually, in fact, it's up to really your creativity. Some owners would actually prefer to have this area converted into alfresco dining. And over here, that's tucked away in this corner. Potentially, you can even have your grills, even a stone oven for pizza and all this to entertain all your clients. So imagine the possibilities to actually fully integrate this backyard in with whatever changes you're going to do to the backyard as well. So so far we've only covered the first floor of this house. Let's take a look actually on the second floor where all the bedrooms are actually currently located.
Now, the very interesting part of this house is that, remember we said the second floor actually houses not 3, 4, but 5 ensuite bedrooms. Now, we have seen many larger houses, okay, detached bungalows as well. But to have 5 rooms on the same floor is really something that was quite intriguing. And how did the owner or the architect lay out and arrange all these rooms? Okay, let's take a look. Now, I'm standing now at the top of this, the staircase leading to the second floor. First room we're going to enter is just right at the beginning of this staircase, and this is the master bedroom. First thing you see here on the master bedroom, which is something that's unique for the entire second floor, is that the architect has chosen to actually raise the ceiling. So here what you have is a sloped roof. At the top, this is about 4.2, 4.3 meters tall. And not only did they raise the ceiling, what I like is there's a lot of natural light. Remember the airwell that we saw downstairs, and it serves this 9 meters airwell. So you can see this, you can see the light from that side and also the connecting walls and the rooms as well. So when you come in, I think this is very consistent with the whole look of the entire house to have a lot of natural light coming in, right? From here, this is just at the back. Of course, being the master bedroom will give you the best view of the entire house, which is the front garden. Just now we've seen the front garden in front, which is really quite nice from the first floor. But from second floor, when you have an elevated view, plus the second elevation of above the ground, you can see that this place is very quiet, peaceful. And of course, if you have people walking or entertaining, or children running around the grass patch, you can see here right from the comfort of your home. Right? Now, if you turn around, you can see there's space for, of course, typical king-size bed, same high ceiling throughout. And notice this interesting structure. Right, this structure here is actually a master walk-in wardrobe. Right, walk-in wardrobe. How does this walk-in wardrobe look like? Let's take a look. I like the fact that it's actually elevated. It gives a certain sense of mysteriousness to it. All right. So you see, you walk past this door. There's a lot of storage space. Okay, some are open. I like the fact that it is actually designed to be a combination of both open and then some are actually closed. You have a lot of drawer space. So, and there's still ample height at the top as well, if you want to create or add more so-called storage space to maximize the space. And coming in here will be the master bathroom. The master bath uses a palette of basically dark colors and white marble, right? So the quality fittings like Rohe, Jabrit were all used in their fittings and the sanitary fittings. So the owners don't like to have a bathtub, so you have a very nice, cozy shower area here, very spacious. Okay, and cozy, and at the back you have, you can see the windows there. This is the WC area with a huge window panels. Again, that lets in a lot of natural ventilation. All right, so this makes this is more like a luxurious, like a hotel suite kind of view. Okay, so let's take a look from at the second bedroom from here. There's still a lot of wall space. One thing about all the rooms you notice, because the owners used to be staying here, so a lot of the fittings, the built-in carpentries, and also how the beds actually lay out are already all provided for you. So you can have a choice to take over, I think, the current structures and the carpentry that the owners have done, or should you want to, there's still a lot of space, just like this wall here, for you to create your own interior identity. Okay, so from here, just at the corner of this will be the second bedroom. So second bedroom, this is the first of the remaining 4 junior suites. So in this house, there's 1 master suite and 4 junior suites. Let's take a look at how one of these junior suites look like. All right. So here, before you enter the room, what you have is a very interesting looking and same very exquisite and a very cool looking this attached bathroom. One thing that surprises me is there's a very, very high ceiling on the side. So even though the color palette is more on the dark side, but actually the natural light helps to give it a very good balance, okay? And same with quality fittings on the side. So if you come in here, this is the junior suite. I can say junior, but you can take a look around. It has a typical very high ceiling of the 4.2 at the highest point, and it slopes downwards. Ample space for a king queen size bed. There's really a 5-door wardrobe on the side. You can also do an entertainment area, or if not, a study here. Now this room then will give you also the front view, okay, the front view of the house. This sliding windows actually allows you to have more ventilation, just natural ventilation if you want to as well. So again, it is cozy, spacious at the same time. And what is interesting, if you don't need so many rooms, is that I got this idea from some of the buyers who come. Remember, this was the wall where we were at just on the master bedroom, with quite a number of buyers who do not need so many bedrooms on the same floor. So what they will do is you can actually choose to knock down this wall and combine this junior suite with the master bedroom, hence creating, I think, a very large super master bedroom, you can call it. Then you can have your walk-in wardrobe study and a sleeping area in one on the other side. All right. So these two rooms form the first part of this second floor. As we go on to the second third of this house, you can see the air well, which we saw downstairs. And now you start to understand the purpose of this, okay, which actually even from the second floor, it lets in a lot of natural light and ventilation and doesn't make the place, it makes the place actually very warm and inviting, okay. One good thing that they have designed for this very spacious second floor is to create yet another family area, okay. You can see this is like a full-size family hall, and the purpose of this is to actually allow some family members, you want privacy, you don't want to interact with basically your guests downstairs, or you just want to have a second living area to watch TV or to entertain. This makes this a very, very nice living room that serves all the occupants on this floor. Mind you, once again, with 5 rooms here, every family member, whether you're 2 generations with 3 children, 2 children, or even multi-generation ones, can all stay in the same floor with their privacy within their rooms and also communal areas like this. Okay, with this, let's take a look at the next 3 rooms and I'll pass on to my partner, Sean.
Hama? Okay, so right over at the other corner of this family hall area is actually located is the 3rd bedroom. Entering it, actually, you notice similar to all the bedrooms in this house, the owners have actually opted to have a more squarish layout, and each room actually incorporates a lot of windows, even for little peepholes actually overlooking the air well. So for this room itself, we have it overlooking the courtyard at the back. And all rooms actually are again en suite, and all the toilets are actually fitted in a very colorful theme to actually brighten up the feel of the house. So this bedroom, again, the size is actually a very decent squarish layout, easily can fit even a king size inside here. So moving on to this area actually concludes the front half of the house. Now moving on to the back. So this will be actually my favorite part of the house, because from here onwards, this walkway actually leads on to the extension that the owners have done. So this walkway is not only part of the air well itself. Here potentially you can see that below us is actually the koi pond, and owners have opted for all this wooden trellis in sync with the design and the theme of the house, being the rustic feel, to allow a lot of light and natural ventilation into the house. So for those of you who have options, so having a lift right here, you'll be actually descending all the way to the courtyard area, which will be surrounded by the koi pond. So moving across here, we'll be entering to the back. So this whole area actually features a mono pitch roof style. Here we have the remaining bedroom 4 and bedroom 5. So one thing, stepping into the bedrooms itself, for this part of the house, you'll notice immediately that the owners have opted for a floating ceiling. You can see from the top, actually skirting the entire ceiling is actually the glass panels, again allowing a lot of natural light, diffuse light to enter into the unit. So this room itself will be overlooking the courtyard, and actually creates this diverse space, the depth of space in between each room. So it's very suitable actually a lot for this multi-generation families, whereby one can actually occupy the front half of the house and another family can actually occupy this area that we're standing at. So moving on to the next room, we'll be walking through this very long corridor. So here, actually, again, the owners have recessed this space again for additional storage. Here, this potentially you can do a lot of cabinetry and a lot of additional space to keep all your clutter in check. Right at the back, actually, this will be the last bedroom, but not the least. This will be the bedroom number 5. Here will be slightly smaller than the previous bedroom 4, but again, it's still a very functional size. Again, every room comes with a toilet. And the toilets for this house is actually very strategically positioned. It's all towards this side of the house at the end. Actually, beyond that will be the opening, the sideways of more than 2 to 3 meters. So it's still a very big gap. And also it allows a lot of privacy in between the two neighbors. So as you can see here, it's still a very spacious area. And this side actually overlooks the backyard. So depending on what you're going to do, you could potentially overlook a very nice swimming pool with water features or even a secret garden. So now this area that we're at is not the fully extended. There's still a potential to extend further for this house. So some owners, potential buyers, you might want to include even more rooms. You can see at the back, this area where we're at, we can still potentially push out. Potentially to have another 2 to 3 bedrooms at the back, or even a gazebo style, a 2-story annex structure. So with that, I'll hand over back to Willie.
Thank you, Sean. I think we can see that this 2-story masterpiece, okay, with more than 6,000 square feet of space in both land and build up, is actually a very delicate attempt from both the architect and the owner, I think, to create this very delicate balance of both usable space and the land area. You also see this balance being actually applied throughout the house. Notice even despite the various different layering of space within the first and second floor, what is interesting is that you can see the interplay of light, of shade, throughout the entire house, and also the ventilation that comes in together with the amount of sunlight as well. So you can see how the whole place is done to create a soothing resort-like home, unlike any others.
Right, the result is actually a very masterful, understated house with a lot of themes actually incorporating allowing a lot of lights and actually airflow into the house. So every room itself is actually very, very bright.
That's right. So we have now come to almost the end of this live open house. But before we end, we just want to take a look at some of the questions I think you viewers have posed to us. All right. So let's take a look. Okay, we have some first question from. One of you have asked, what is the price? Okay, just now we have stated already, the asking price is 6.98 million, right? 6.98 million, which translates to about $1089 per square feet, all right? $1089 per square feet based on land. So a follow-up question will be, similar question to this, how does the $1089 PSF compare to the rest of the prices in District 19? I think with this, we have prepared, our production team has prepared some stuff. Let's just take a look, all right? As the latest transactions. What we have seen here, the slides is showing, is the past transactions per square feet wise of District 19 houses, all right, in the first half of the year 2021. You can see two numbers here that comes out quite straightforward. Numbers in total District 19, the average transacted price is at 1,354 per square feet. And another one, if you want to be more specific or relevant to this house, is that semi-deeds are even higher at 1,426 per square feet. So with this house at under 1,001 per square feet, you can see where the value lies.
Yeah, it actually makes it a very rare and attractive option, actually both for landed upgraders looking for a much bigger plot of land, or also for those who currently are staying in a larger detached, wishing to right size into something equally exquisite.
Yeah, correct. Actually, talking about just now, the first point is we just got some new data. You realize that actually more than 73%, almost 3/4 of all transactions in District 19, all right, all transactions in District 19 in the first half of this year are actually above 1,001 per square feet. So this will easily fall below the bottom 25% of the prices. Yeah.
Another question coming in, is it really rare to find a large plot of more than six.
Very good question.
Yeah, very good question. Actually, in fact, for the first half of this year, where we are at right now for District 19, roughly around 180 transactions have occurred, out of which I think only about five or six units that are
I think we have
transacting.
some data here that we can just flash it on the screen. Not many. I think there's about 5 or 6 transactions.
Yeah,
that
less
is for
than probably
more than 6,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Actually, 6,000 square feet houses now, even more than 5,000 square feet houses now are quite rare in the market. Not just in District 19, even in Bukit Timah, you can see a lot of the detached houses now are below 5,000 and definitely below 6,000. That's why making this house, I think, quite a rare find for land lovers, right? For land lovers. Depending on your do let us know, give us your comments, by the way, depending on the turnout of this. And we are actually, this is our first attempt. We also want to hear from our audience, our viewers as well. Give us some comments and feedback, and we rest assured, I think the next one is coming. Actually, we have a series of houses that's already been planned, and we were debating, I think, internally which house to choose. Yeah, to choose to be shortlisted as the first one. And of course, if you are one of the sellers out there who's thinking of selling a house, feel free to also take this opportunity to speak to me, Sean, or any of our Heartland's Land Division consultant, right? Any other questions that we have that we can answer? We try to answer as many as we can. Doesn't seem that many. Thank you so much for the encouraging comments.
Maybe we'll give a while more to see whether any more questions are coming in. So actually, really, what part of the house is your favorite?
I like the gardens.
Like the gardens.
I just like. I just feel, don't know. We have seen many houses, right? It's quite sad, or not say sad, but this is a way of life. Realistically, a lot of houses are getting more emphasis and sort of more built. So a lot of older houses that rebuilt, and what is gone is basically all the gardens are gone. You know, I think I grew up from I hear from a lot of